Last night, you went to bed convinced that tomorrow would be different. You set several alarms. You promised yourself that you would wake up early and finally do something productive. But when morning comes, you hit snooze. Again and again. All the motivation you felt the night before disappears. Getting out of bed feels heavier than it should. The day has barely started, yet it already feels like an enemy. Something to avoid, not a challenge to face. Your screen lights up. The cursor blinks. Your to-do list stares back at you, almost demanding action. You know you should work, but you can't. The moment you try to do something difficult, your mind escapes. You open social media, you switch tabs, you scroll endlessly, waiting for the algorithm to give you something interesting, something you can't miss. You refresh YouTube, hoping for a fast, stimulating video to occupy your mind. But this is not one of those videos, and if you recognize yourself in this situation, understand something clearly. You are not lazy, you are lost. Lost in a sea of stimulation that you no longer control. And that doesn't mean you are broken, it means you are human. We live in the most stimulating era in human history. More information, more noise, more dopamine triggers than ever before. If you feel overstimulated, that's not weakness. It's almost inevitable. This video is different. There are no fast cuts, no constant stimulation. It's meant to slow you down. Think of it as the first step out of overstimulation. The goal here is simple, to explain why you feel this way and to show you a framework that helps restore balance. Because the worst feeling isn't being tired, it's lying in bed at night feeling useless. Feeling like you failed the day because you couldn't even send one email. You couldn't open a document. You couldn't read a few pages. Not because you don't care, but because focusing on anything complex feels impossible. This video is not a miracle cure. You won't leave here fixed. This is a roadmap, and the first step is staying here without escaping. Yes, dopamine is involved, but not in the way it's usually explained online. Dopamine is not pleasure itself, it is motivation. There were experiments where animals could receive food or drugs, extremely pleasurable stimuli. When the reward was delivered directly, the animal experienced pleasure. But when it had to move, even slightly, to get that reward, it didn't. The pleasure was there. The motivation was gone. Dopamine drives you toward effort, towards something outside of yourself. For our ancestors, this system pushed humans to hunt, explore, and survive. Today, it pushes us to scroll. We live surrounded by super stimuli, short videos, notifications, infinite feeds. These stimuli hijack the dopamine system. Over time, this reduces your motivation to do anything that requires sustained effort. Reading, studying, working, thinking. Because compared to scrolling, effort feels unbearable. Here is the most important insight from modern neuroscience. The brain processes pleasure and pain using the same system. They function like a balance. When you experience intense pleasure, the brain compensates by shifting the balance toward pain, and it often goes too far. That's why after hours of stimulation, you don't feel relaxed. You feel anxious, empty, restless, and when the brain tilts toward pain, it demands more pleasure to compensate. That is the loop. The mistake is thinking the solution is removing pleasure completely. It isn't. The solution is reversing the order. Effort first, reward later. When you voluntarily do difficult things, exercise, reading, creating, learning, the brain releases dopamine afterward, indirectly. The less you chase easy pleasure, the more life itself becomes rewarding. Balance is restored not by comfort, but by meaningful effort. This brings us to 3 key areas that matter. First, your mind. You are in control of what you consume. If you don't choose, the algorithm will choose for you, and it will always choose what overstimulates you the most. Conscious consumption nourishes attention. Passive consumption drains it. The goal is not to abandon technology, it's to engage with it intentionally. Second, your body. Any physical movement helps. Walking counts. Exercise reduces anxiety, improves brain function, and recalibrates motivation. It teaches your nervous system that effort comes before reward. Third, the power of yet. I'm not good at this, yet. I can't focus, yet. Growth is not talent, it's process. Effort is not a sign of weakness. It's evidence that something matters. If you made it this far, you focused. You resisted stimulation. You stayed. This video is not the solution. It's the beginning of a path. And now the question is yours. Will you take control of your mind or let the algorithms decide for you? Welcome to NeuroPulse.